Welcome back to 5 Minute Fantasy Football, presented to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network and Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you go to Underdog Fantasy, use promo code FFSGPN so they know we sent you. And we're going to talk about our favorite prop every week. It's the Derrick Henry touchdown higher. This week it's 0.75. They've known it's been pretty much been a free square all year, but I'm going to continue to ride that until it stops. So let's talk about my favorite streaming options this week. We got 4 teams on bye: Tennessee, Los Angeles Chargers, Philadelphia, and Detroit. We had a lot of injuries. We also have some potential bad matchups. And so let's talk about, when we talk about streaming, what are some things that we want to look at, right? So when we're looking at offenses that you want to target, Minnesota is really tough against the run, but they're a team that you can pass against. Jacksonville, that's a team that you're going to want to target. Indianapolis, that's a team that you're going to want to target. So look at my top options this week. And number 1, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams gets the Carolina Panthers. He's starting to heat up a little bit. Keenan Allen is back. Cole Kmet is finally getting the action he should have gotten all year. No more Gerald Everett for Shane Waldron. And Caleb Williams has been passing the ball quite a bit. And you get Carolina this week. Keenan Allen is back. And that running game is starting to balance this team out, which is really good. Too much pressure on Caleb Williams the first few weeks with a lot of loaded boxes. They couldn't run the ball. Keenan Allen comes in, and all of a sudden, the running game opens up because they have to cover another wide receiver. Look for Caleb Williams to have another good week. I like what he does on the ground as well. Trevor Lawrence, he may end up throwing 2 or 3 interceptions, but he should be good for fantasy football this week. It's been terrible. But Brian Thomas Jr., Christian Kirk, and possibly Evan Ingram this week against the Indianapolis Colts and their 30th ranked fantasy football defense. Yeah, sign me up. Trevor Lawrence is available in your leagues. He's been dropped. Pick him up and play him this week. And the last option, this one's a little nasty, but Washington Commanders are definitely a team to target every single week. And Deshaun Watson gets them this week. You got Amari Cooper, you got Jerry Jeudy, Jerome Ford is great out of the backfield, and Watson's been running a lot. I know he's been getting sacked, but he's also been running the ball, and when he runs the ball, that equals fantasy points. Deshaun Watson is my deep streamer this week. Tucker Kraft, he probably shouldn't be a streamer, but he's 55% available in sleeper leagues. Go pick up Tucker Kraft. I have no idea why the guy that was tight end 1 overall last week is available. Yeah, he had bad weeks, week 2 and 3, because he had Malik Willis at quarterback. First week, tight end 18. This week, tight end 1 in his 2 weeks with Jordan Love. And he came into the season banged up. This guy could be a reliable option for the rest of the season, and he's available on 55% of waivers. The Los Angeles Rams are also a plus matchup. Everything adds up with Christian Watson being out. Tucker Kraft is my tight end 7 this week. Tyler Conklin, the New York Jets at the Minnesota Vikings. I talked about it earlier. The Vikings are very tough to run against, and every team has been passing well against them. So I'm going to go with Tyler Conklin again. It didn't do well last week. I'm gonna ride it again. He's getting a lot of route participation, a lot of targets, and a lot of a lot of snaps. He's on the field a lot, and look for them to pass the ball against a team that they're probably trailing against with Minnesota, and it's a little bit of a revenge game for Conklin. Juwan Johnson, the New Orleans Saints at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are pretty good. The only thing that they've been bad against has been the tight ends. And Juwan Johnson is the receiving option here. Taysom Hill's banged up. He may not even go. And that could be more Juwan Johnson. This team doesn't necessarily have, they don't have that third option there as far as the receivers. They have Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, and, of course, Alvin Kamara. But the other receiver has really been Juwan Johnson, and they've been playing him all over as well as in the slot. I'm going to go to defenses. Las Vegas Raiders have been really a good defense at the target, and now Devontae Adams is probably not playing. That's going to make them a target every single week. And the Broncos have been really good. Just ask Aaron Rodgers. Seattle Seahawks at New York Giants. That's another good matchup. especially if Malik Neighbors doesn't play. Seattle's been the top pickup according to Sleeper. And as far as projections, they are one of the top defenses this week. Denver's number one, Seattle's in the top five. If Malik Neighbors plays, that might drop them down a little bit, but it's still a good matchup against Daniel Jones and this banged up the Giants' offensive line. The last pick is really kind of a double up. New England, you can pick the New England Patriots against the Dolphins or the Dolphins against the Patriots. It's the 30th and 31st best matchups. The Dolphins being a top matchup to target is not something we expected, but the offensive line, they lost a lot of key pieces and they've been without Teron Armstead most of the year. And now without Tua, it's been a dumpster fire. Tyler Huntley, Snoop Huntley came in last week and he didn't look good. Obviously, he's only been there for a few weeks, and it's a complicated offense. And I hope, for him that they go and try to dumb things down a little bit. But it's a very, very complicated offense for any quarterback to come down here and just play after 2 or 3 weeks. And we're seeing that. Skylar Thompson, he had been, with the team all offseason. He ran it a little bit better than Huntley, but now he's hurt. And if Huntley plays, New England should be all over him, and vice versa. New England, that offensive line is really bad. David Andrews has a shoulder injury. He's going to be out. Miami, even though they're without Jalen Phillips, should be a good play this week. So, again, go to Underdog Fantasy, use promo code FFSGPN so they know we sent you. This is 5 Minute Fantasy. Good luck this season.